Yo, what's going on, everybody? How y'all doing? And welcome back to another video here on the channel. And in today's video, we do have yet another action figure review. Yes, an action figure review. I know you guys are probably wondering if you got, as most of you guys know, this is not the usual setup for a figure review. But the point is, we do have a different setup of how I film the figure reviews. So in this video, I want you guys to really take into consideration how good you think this setup is. Is there other lighting I should add? Or just how, do you prefer this method of me filming figure reviews or the other method, like the overhead method? Because this method is just going to be straight up front and center. So we're going to see how it works out in today's video. But like I said, give me your guys' feedback down in the comments. But as always, before we get anywhere, it's any video, we should help your boy out by liking the video, subscribe to the channel, turn post notifications so you never miss an upload. You can go follow the socials. You can find the links to those in the description of this video. That includes my Instagram account, my X account, dual that helps me to 10. And now let's get you guys straight into today's action figure review. All right, and here is the figure that we are going to be reviewing for today's action figure review, man. So first things first, let's start it off taking a look at our packaging. So this is the Defining Moments Mattel Ringside exclusive Kurt Angle Elite figure. So yeah, let's start it off with our packaging. Already kind of seen the front, got your figure window, piece of tape right here. That's because I received this as a Christmas gift, and I am just now doing an unboxing and review on it. Kind of crazy. We're pretty much a month after Christmas now. I know, do not hate on me for that one, but figure window, Ringside exclusive sticker, Defining Moments logo, Mattel logo. On the side, gonna get a nice shot of Kurt Angle, WWE logo right there, old school WWE looking logo right there. On the back, you're gonna get a shot of Kurt Angle and where this figure is inspired from, and down here, you're gonna get a description of the figures, so, or just, where this figure is inspired from. So if you wanna go ahead and read that, go ahead and pause now, because I will not be reading that. On the back, a nice shot of Kurt Angle as well, WWE logo, other old school WWE logo. That takes us back to the front of the packaging, man. So now it is time to freaking open this thing. Alright, so now let's jump into the accessories that are going to be coming with this figure. So we'll start it off with our interchangeable hands. So you are going to be getting a pair of mic holding hands, so that is pretty cool there. Nothing that we haven't seen before, because we have seen these before from Mattel. You also are going to be getting a pair of open hands. Those are just already on the figure, so we'll look at those a little bit later once we get into the actual figure. But then we are going to move on to these little medals. So you are going to be getting 2 medals from Kurt Angle, so that is pretty cool. Obviously, Kurt Angle is the Olympic gold medalist, so that is very cool that we're getting these. Gonna have some nice designing with some blue, white, and red stripes, so that is overall very nice with the medal down there, with the gold medal, I should say. So very nice there, but obviously we have seen those before as well. But overall, very nice, very freaking cool. Also are going to be getting some a shaver and some shaving cream. So here's the shaving cream in the shape of a dookie. So honestly, I don't really know. Maybe a polar bear took a shit. I don't really know, man. Not gonna lie, this could be shaving cream. This could not be. Mattel, let us know in the comments. I mean, that's what it comes down to. But yeah, overall, that's pretty cool. Also, like I said, you're gonna be getting this little shaver too, because obviously this figure is based off of when Kurt Angle got his head shaved on television. So overall, pretty cool. I think this is the first time we're getting a shaver in the Mattel line. Maybe I'm tripping, but we'll see. But I'm pretty sure it is, But overall, very nice. Gonna be black. But I wish the silver here would stand out more, because I mean, obviously on a trimmer, this is more silver. But I feel like it blends in a little much with the black. But overall, that's just kind of like one critique I have. But overall, very cool there. You also are going to be getting 3 head sculpts with this figure, and one of those in particular is going to be able, or pretty much every single one of them, I'm pretty sure, is going to be able to wear this little headgear. So it's going to have some hair, and then it's also going to have some, like, the headgear itself, the white with like a little strap right here. That's pretty cool overall. I think that's awesome. Pretty sure you can put this on every head, but we'll figure out later on in the video. Overall, very nice, very cool there, though, in my opinion. And like I said, you are going to be getting 3 head sculpts, one of which we'll look at later when we get into the actual figure. But here is the other 2. So this one here on the left, well, there's 2, but yeah, this one here on the left is going to be when Kurt Angle is actually, shaved, and he's got the shaving cream all over his head. So that is pretty cool. As far as looking like Kurt Angle, definitely gonna look like Kurt Angle, man. I think this is a nice head scan in my opinion, so that is very nice. Overall, really like the design of the shaving cream all over. So one thing that's a bit interesting is maybe like some of this could actually be like paint chip, because sometimes, paint chip can be white, but, it blends in with the shaving cream. So I don't know. I'm just kind of throwing that out there, But overall, I think that's very cool. Nice little detail with the shaving cream there. And like I said, definitely going to look like Kurt Angle. There's the back of it once again. But yeah, very nice head scan there, in my opinion. And then here is the other one. This is going to be Kurt Angle, pretty much like before the match with his hair, all of his hair still on. And then he's going to have, kind of like a smiling or like grinning. I don't really know what kind of like position you want to call that, but it's kind of like a grinning or like just a smiling type of head sculpt. Overall, definitely going to look like Kurt Angle for sure. Really nice head scan. There's the back of the head there. There's the side. There's, again, the front. Overall, very nice head scan here, in my opinion. Really enjoy that. And then you also are going, or actually, no, that's actually going to be it for his accessories. I'm tripping. I thought there was more, but that is going to be it for his accessories, man. So now you already know what that means. It is time to get into the actual figure. All right, man, and here it is. Here is the Kurt Angle figure in all of its glory, man. This thing going to be looking pretty freaking awesome. So let's look at that other head sculpt that we did not yet look at. So here it is, going to be bald, with all the shaving cream off. He's going to be smiling, but this is like the head scan that like that headpiece that we looked at later on is, meant for. But like I said, it does fit on every single one of them, so we'll look at that later on. But yeah, very nice head scan here. Just going to be bald, going to be smiling. Kurt Angle, definitely going to look like him. Nothing too crazy, though. We have seen this before, so yeah, nothing super crazy. Going down to the arms, you're going to get your elbow pads. Both of them just going to be a plain red, no designing at all on them, I don't think. Nope, no designing. Overall, pretty cool, though, and you are going to get your double jointed elbow. Well, actually, you're going to get double jointed elbows, but it's going to be a bit stiff to about that extent. So about a 90-degree angle or so, it's going to start getting stiff because of these elbow pads. And same on this one, you can bend it, but again, going to get a bit stiff because those elbow pads. That is a bit unfortunate, but kind of something you're going to expect once you see elbow pads on most figures. Overall, though, still gonna work pretty well. If for what it's worth, you can still, for the amount that you can still bend them, it's pretty freaking smooth in my opinion. It just, like I said, gets stiff there, and then it's gonna be harder to actually bend it a little bit back even more. But it is what it is, just kind of how it is, man. But you also are going to be getting your bicep cup, so that's pretty cool as well. And then you also are going to be getting a full 360 on the entire arm as well. So overall, very solid articulation on the arms. Like I said, definitely the elbows could be better. Once again, on this one as well, going to be getting your bicep cup, so that's pretty freaking cool. And then as well, again, full 360 rotation on the entire arm. So this, going to be very solid articulation on these arms. Like I said, though, definitely could be a lot freaking better. All right, now going on to the torso area, you're going to get Kurt Angle's singlet. So it's going to be pretty much, for the most part, really, it's just going to be red with some black and white designing here and there. But on the front, going to be the red with the red straps, obviously going to be molded on there, so that's pretty cool. And then as far as the ab crunch, looking like Kurt Angle, definitely going to be very solid. And then going down on the ab crunch area, you're going to get like a white diamond that's going to have a white or a red and black with a red A with black dots on in there. It's pretty cool, representing Angle. On the back there, nothing really too crazy. On the sides, you're going to get some black designing, which is going to say A in red, which is pretty cool, with some red polka dots it's looking like. Yep, so that's pretty cool. Same on that side. So overall, very nice. As far as articulation on the ab crunch, man, you're going to be able to go back about that much. Go forward about that much, I should say, and then back about that much. Definitely not the best ab crunch we've ever seen from Mattel. Definitely we have had better. So not too great of an ab crunch, not going to lie. But overall, it's going to look, pretty amazing up in there in the ab crunch area and the overall torso area. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, definitely we've seen better ab crunches. And one thing I forgot to mention, you are going to be getting a little tattoo right there. Honestly, I don't even know what that is. Oh, it's actually like a bird. So that's pretty cool. I never even knew Kurt Angle had that, if I'm being completely honest. All right, and then you also are going to be getting a full rotation on the entire upper body as well, so that is also pretty cool. Going on down to the lower half of the figure, we've already kind of seen the sides because that's where the A is going to be, so on both sides, of course, so that's pretty cool. Going to have a red crotch piece, like I said, with that black on the sides. Going down, more black stripes with red polka dots right there on the sides. Going down further, going to get your knee pads, going to have a red A on it, which is pretty cool. It's going to have like a ninja style design to me. It looks like this is something you'd see like a ninja style design of A. I don't really know how to describe it, just when I look at it, it gives me like ninja type vibes. I don't really know why. That's just kind of the vibes it really gives me, man. Get this freaking mosquito out of here, man. I don't know if you guys see the mosquito flying around, but I am very sorry for that. Overall, on the back, gonna be just, more red, but overall nice looking knee pads. Going on to the boots and shoes, or boot/shoes. Gonna get on the side of this one, it's gonna say Angle, and obviously all the boots are gonna be a white color. On this side, it's gonna say Angle, but it's gonna be black, and like I said, on that side, it's gonna be red. Kind of looks orange, not gonna lie, but it is red, so trust me on that one. Overall, nice little looking boots there. As far as articulation, gonna get your upper thigh cut, very smooth there. Same here, upper thigh cut, very freaking awesome as well, very freaking smooth. As far as articulation of these knees, very awesome knees, man. Definitely gonna articulate very well. I would have figured they would have been a bit stiffer because of these knee pads, but honestly, they don't really be getting in the way. So that is a big freaking upvote in my opinion. So that's very awesome. Going to the back, you're gonna get nice articulation going this way with the knees as well. So that's pretty freaking awesome, man. Nice articulation on these knees, really solid. Really enjoy that, man. Going on to these boots and shoes, gonna get your ankle rocker. It's looking like there, you know, so that's pretty cool. You're gonna be able to go up about that much with the boot, and then down about that much. So that's pretty solid. Also, are gonna be getting like, you know, all the way around with the entire boot as well. So that's pretty cool. I think that's very awesome. Same here as well. You know, very cool, very awesome. And again, ankle rocker, go down about that much, go up about that much. Nice articulation on these legs. And if I didn't mention, you can kick out fully. That's pretty cool. You can do the splits as well. So overall, man, nice articulation on these freaking legs, man. These are going to have really solid articulation built in with them. So very freaking awesome, man. Really love that. It's very freaking amazing. But that is really going to be it, man, for the articulation. So now let's put all the accessories back on this figure and get a final good look and rating. All right, and here is the Kurt Angle figure, man, in all of its freaking glory, man. This thing gonna be looking very freaking awesome. And what's even better, man, I got that boy holding the freaking, right there, you can see him holding that shaving cream, man. You know, Kurt Angle, he just shaved his head. Now he's trying to offer you some. This is your sign to go freaking bald, man. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, very cool there. I think that's kind of cool how I set it up there. But overall, let's go back, man. Overall, nice freaking figure, man. This figure going to be looking very freaking awesome, man. Gonna come with some cool stuff like that headgear, 3 head scans, those gold medals, 2 pairs of interchangeable hands, and that razor. I think this figure looking very awesome. Definitely a good moment to have in a figure, in my opinion. Very cool, very freaking awesome, man. Definitely a solid figure. Gonna articulate well, gonna look awesome. Overall, very solid figure. Definitely room for improvement as far as ab crunch and you know, elbow arm and elbow articulation. But even then, with the, I want to talk about those elbows just a bit more for a few seconds. Even with those knee pads, they still articulate very well. So I really can't complain too much on that. But as far as the ab crunch, definitely could be better. So pretty much my main point here is that this figure could definitely be better in some ways, but that's pretty much every figure. But overall, solid figure, man. I would definitely recommend this figure, man. But as always, if you have any questions about the figure, be sure to drop those in the comments below. And as always, before we get out of here, be sure to help your boy by liking the video, subscribe to the channel, turn on post notifications so you never miss an upload. Go follow the socials, and you can find the links to those in the description of this video. That includes my Instagram account, my X account. Do all that, helps me out a ton, and I will catch y'all boys in the next one. And remember to go freaking bald!